Clouds of Olori.
Good hour to you. Welcome to another episode of The Clouds of Olori. I am Aisha Toyinamela Additional. There is a paradox in how we think of intelligence. We say when someone does something well with the use of special knowledge, the person must be intelligent. However, we also say intelligence is demonstrated by succeeding without the use of special knowledge. We assign intelligence both for lack and presence of knowledge. So, the because gender intelligence be fairly compared with equitable comparison, which gender has more intelligence quotient? This is the question the Olori on today's episode will give answers to.
Halaja Miriam Ayodeji Garba, born in the late 50s in Share Kwara State, the daughter of late Halaji Usman and Halaja Aliman Adeyemi. Her father retired as Assistant Inspector General of Police and made sure he trained all his 6 children up to the master's degree before he got the glorious call. The discipline she had in her childhood made her submissive and a patient being. At the age of 4, she was enrolled in St. Anne's Boarding School, Kaduna, but was withdrawn by her father at the age of 6 as it wasn't favorable for her age. Afterwards, she attended Our Lady High School and completed her secondary education at Government Girls' Day, Kaduna. After graduation, she obtained her NCE degree on English and Religious Studies at College of Education, Benin. She went for her youth service and continued her education at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, where she graduated with a second-class upper in Library and Information Science instead of education course as she was not interested in teaching. She got married immediately after her secondary education to retired Justice Issa Babatunde Garba, who was studying law. They started building a home in Ilorin, though still in search for a job. Hajia, who was not interested with teaching, had no choice than to apply for the vacant job at the Teaching Service Commission and got employed as an English teacher, while her husband had been appointed a magistrate and was posted to Umuaron. On the long run, she developed passion for teaching and taught for 18 years at different schools. The love, respect, and attention she gained from her pupil made her outstanding among her colleagues. She was cajoled to transfer her talent to the ministry, which she totally declined, but with so much persuasion from husband and relatives, she succumbed to the invitation and was appointed as an administrative officer and legislative officer at the House of Assembly between 2006 and 2015. She was also a secretary to the Land and Housing Committee until 2014, when her name was slated to write for permanent secretary position examination, which she excelled and got designated as permanent secretary, Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development in October 2015 and retired 2019. She described this as exceptional progress, as she believed what will be and never lobbied for the position the way our colleagues did.
Welcome back. The honorary honor today's throne is Mrs. Mariam Ayodeji Garba Nee Adeyemi, the former permanent secretary, Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development. It's good to have you on the program, huh?
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us about the stupendous thing about you as a wife.
It's like you are saying I should praise myself. Okay. I think as a wife, as a mother, as a companion in a group, as a friend, you have to combine a lot of things before you can make a success on it. And if you are saying stupendous, it means all these things combined worked for you, and see you as such, and people can acclaim that yes, what you are saying is real. Those who are first, as a wife, you have to be a wife before you become a mother. First, as a wife and a companion to my husband, I feel, and people will attest to it, our friends and relations, that we have been very good companions for one another. We've been very good friends. In any relationship, there are bound to be ups and downs, but people don't know when it is up or down. They always see us as a perfect match all the time, because we have worked, both of us, to see that the relationship is cordial. We've been very good companions. Good companions in the sense that my husband has been a husband in the home, very responsible. I'm not overflogging it. People who know my husband, Honorable Justice Issa Babatunde Capi, who retired from the Kwara State High Court, will know and attest to it that he's a very responsible man. Apart from being responsible, he's been a homely man. You can be responsible and not be homely. You can be responsible, you give your family what they need, what they want at all times, but you are not there. So apart from being responsible, my husband has always been there. He has always been in the home to take care of me and children, and even our relations, close associates. So if the atmosphere in the house is not conducive, he will be responsible, but he will not be there. So he's been responsible, he's been very helpful, and he has always been there for us. That's as a companion, and we have been very good friends. In fact, many people don't ever think that they have differences, because my husband is a very jovial person. And so when you come to our home, it's laughter all the time, which shows that we've been friends and we have been good companions. And I tell you that he's responsible as a husband, a husband that takes care of his home. Then as a mother, I cannot do it alone. I am a woman, but as a mother, my children will tell you that they have the best mother that they ever think they should have. You can call one or two of them and ask. Though no child will say his mother is bad, but
Exactly.
even behind me, my children attest to it, that I've been a mother that they will always want. Some of them even tell me that, Mommy, we want to have a wife like you, a partner like you as a wife. So if I've not been a good mother, they will never say they want to have my kind as a wife. There are some children that will tell you that she's our mommy, but I will never want her as a wife. So my children have always been trained that you should have my kind. I may not have much to give them, but I've been there to counsel them. I've been there as a role model. I have been there as their advisor. And I've been there as their support. So I think that is the role of a mother. When you are a role model to your child, they see you, they take after you. There are a lot of things that I do, and my children will tell me, Mommy, we don't have patience to do all this that we do. As a wife and as a mother, you have to be very patient. If you don't have the patience, you can never make a home. Many marriages fall apart because of the simple fact that either of the two parties does not have enough patience. So when you are patient, I am not saying I know it all and I have it. I have my own weaknesses as a human being. Nobody is perfect. It is only Almighty Allah that is perfect. But if you are tolerable, then I think you have reached a milestone. And in my home, when you come to my home, you cannot identify who is my child and who has come to you. Everybody is welcome in my home. I used to have a home that was filled with more than 20 children. With more than 20 children. Because friends and relations will say, we like the way you run your home. Because my husband is a disciplinarian. Remember I told you I come from a disciplined home, a police officer's home, and I married a disciplined man too. So these two backgrounds, I think have worked for this home. So when you come in, everybody is free to welcome. People who know me, when they see me, they will say yes. Anybody is free in the house, and we don't discriminate.
So what honor have you received in the past that brought you great joy?
I have received more than almost 100 awards from agencies, from organizations, from religious bodies, from associations, students' associations. A lot of student associations have given me awards. A lot of educational institutions have also honored me. So are a lot of religious bodies. So in each of these awards that you get, there is something that elates you. So when some organizations just come up and say, Madam, we want to give you an award, I start thinking, what did I do? Some associations will come and say, we want to give you an award. I will ask myself, what did I do different that I deserve it? So I would not want to say this is the particular award that I've gotten. All the awards that have been given, I appreciate them because it is born out of one thing or the other that you have done. So I appreciate all the awards that.
So share with us your favorite thing about your husband.
My husband, my friend, my companion. There are a lot of things about him that I love. One, that he's a disciplinarian. Second, he's not a man around town. He's not a man around town. Some people will say, oh, no, nobody can say that. I don't want to say it. You say it's a lie. My husband has always been there because people will say there is no man that does not sleep around. There is no man that does not flirt around. There is no man that does not cut corners. At least, I don't want to say it because people will say it's a lie. But I want to say, out of everything, my husband is not a leader, so I'm just using it as an example. Out of everything, you will see one that is outstanding. Today's world has gone so bad, so corrupt, that even spiritual fathers, you can't beat your chest for them. So let's just leave that aspect. But my husband has been very homely, so he has assisted the home. I won't say he has assisted me because the children is our home. He has assisted the home. He has helped us to build a home that we are proud of. He has brought up the children that wherever they go in the world, we are not afraid that they will be a disgrace to us. All of them in their various professions today, in their various callings, in their various places of work, they are doing very well. And we are proud of them. They are outstanding in their own way. And so, if a man has assisted the home to do that, though when we were bringing up these children, they saw it as daddy tipuruju. It's tough. Other daddies don't behave this way. When he's coming, they will run, they will do this. But today it has paid off. Their spouses are enjoying them. We don't have a drunkard amongst our children. We don't have a drug addict amongst our children. And we don't have, our children are not, they are not bad children. They are not bad. So if a man has assisted you to do that, what else do you want? Then he has made the home very peaceful. He has given us peace in the home. You know, when you have problem of your husband not being there, he comes back home on time. We pray Maghrib together, all of us. And when he is not home around that time, probably I'm there wherever he is with him. One of the engagements that we have, we are always together. In fact, some people will be sarcastic about it. When they don't see me, they say, "Where is your wife?" I say, without his wife, you know, people can be sarcastic. Yes. So they say, "Where is your handbag?" So, but at least it is peace.
So let's meet your dear family. Your dear family, let's meet them, your children.
I remember I told you about my husband.
Okay.
Our first child is Ahmad. He's an ICT guru. He works in Lagos.
Okay.
Our second is a female. She is doing her doctorate at Abuja University. She's married, she's in Equitable. Third one is Suleiman. He works with the Federal Road Safety Commission as an officer. And the fourth one is capi. Naso Kamika. He's a magistrate in the Para State Judiciary. Our fifth child is Nasir Garba. He's a chartered accountant. He works with Master. And our last son is in his final year in the university.
So what are the issues you experienced during your years of service?
You will experience a lot of things. There are issues and there are issues. Remember, I was first a teacher. When I was in the teaching line, the things then things were a little bit okay. You have teachers come to school, teach, go to class, and who make impact. Though even then, a lot of teachers were complaining because the salary was not good enough, the teaching environment was not good enough. We all sat in a class as our office. We sit on a student desk as as our tables, and we didn't have too much teaching aid. We improvise. And like I told you, I first started teaching in the rural area. I never resisted posting. I was at Okerimioro, I was at Omaran High School, I was at Erile Secondary School before my husband moved to Ilorin, and I moved with him. So since I started teaching in 1987 up to the year 2000, I was, let's say, in the rural area. But today, people will not want to go to the rural. As soon as they start teaching, they will want to live in Ilorin. And so some of the issues there then was that even as bad as the roads were and the teaching conditions were, one still made good of what we were doing there. The students then, when I was in Erile, on market days, many of them don't come to school. During farming season, many of them will be on the farm with their parents. Those were some of the issues. And because the standard of education has started falling, you had, all students have to move from primary to secondary. Nobody was left behind. And so you had problem with the students because of the rudimentary things that they needed to know. They do not know it. And so it was a little bit difficult impacting knowledge there. So you had to go back and go back and go back. However, I think one still made good use of the opportunity that we had. So when I left teaching profession, but before I left, the method I used in my school, which was one of the methods that my English teacher, when I was in secondary school, was that as soon as you resumed for your first year or for the session, you had to buy a book. English teacher, you buy a book. Every other person in your class got a book. And so before you leave for the camp, remember we were in the boarding house, you must have read every book that every other student used. So if you were 35 in the class, you must have read 35 books. Yes. She was an English woman, Miss Stacy. So when I came to teach, I started using that method, but it was not easy for me. So the English storybooks that I had or that the school recommended, I made sure that every student read it. And during break, every student that had read it will come and tell me the story. And if they didn't read it, they had their punishment. I don't beat my students. I don't flog. But you know that in the rural areas, those will go about to be targets. And so I had a measure. If you don't read your story, you go out there and clean the physics of the kids. And so they didn't like it. And everybody started reading their books. So in the staff room, we were always clustered. Let me read their stories. So there, even those who could not speak the English will go and tell their friends this story. And I will know if you didn't read it. Because when you come and start telling me the story, and I say, Mr. This, what did he do before Miss This said this? So that was some of the techniques that I used to assist my students. So Those were some of the issues that we had, and issues of textbooks. In fact, then government was buying books into it, because the schools I went to, like Umaran High School, they had a small library. Reading Secondary School too, they had a small library there, and so they had these textbooks that school was always giving, because student parents don't want to buy those books. When I left the teaching profession to the admin, it's a different kettle of fish, quite different. In the education line, you deal with people, you deal with children. There you are their counselor, you are their mentor, you are their teacher, you are their nurse, you are their everything. But here in the ministry, in the civil service, you deal with files. Even those files are issues that relate to people. It is different from teaching. When you don't teach, the results shows immediately. If you are in school and you don't teach a child properly, when he does exams, you should. And at the end of the session, you will have bad results. At the end of the academic life, you will come out bad. But when you are dealing with files, you may let it cool for a day or two, but that is not the right thing to do, because a file should not spend more than 24 hours on it. But who is there to always monitor it? That is the issue that we have. Many people relax. That's why many people want to run away from teaching, because they know that they will be exposed. It is more tasking. You can't, if you have a lesson at 8, you can't afford to come at 9. By then your lesson is over. But in the ministry, if you have to be at work at 8, you can go at 10 and make excuses. So those are some of the issues that one had to grapple with in the civil servants. So there are a lot of issues. If everybody does their work the way they should do it, we won't have these issues. There is the issue of trust. Civil servant. There is the issue of competence. Civil servant. And no competence. Intelligence, your experience, and your ability to want to do it. So all those things work together. And if any of this is lacking, there will be issues. And a lot of people that are running away from other services to the civil service have come to injure the civil service. It's because they are running away for one or two reasons. Because that teaching is a field work, is a practical thing. So if they know that, one, they don't want to do it, they don't have the competence, because as Sharia take it too, the students know they are good teachers. They know the lazy teachers. But in the offices, you can sit, you may not even come to work for 1 week. Once you have people that are working, that will get it.
Your experience during teaching. How can gender intelligence be fairly compared?
I want to say that I don't want to pin it down, because it depends. Nobody is dull. Everybody is intelligent. It depends on your background. It depends on the foundation. The foundation, probably you have rich parents that can afford to go to a good school. have good teachers that can assist you to discover your talent. If you are intelligent, so if you want to weigh the two, I want to say the girls develop faster than the boys. Even as a mother, your girl child will blah 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 and probably take their first steps before the boys. And if you want to compare a 15-year-old girl, she must have matured than a 15-year-old boy. The things she will do, the way she will carry herself, the way she will behave, and even in the home, she will behave as a mother to that 15-year-old girl. She will take care. You can imagine if you have a daughter as a first child in the home, she will take care of everybody. If you have a son as a first child, and you have a daughter as the third or fourth, that daughter who is the fourth will take care of everybody. Is it not intelligence that girl is using? So the girls mature faster than the boys, and given equal opportunity from the same background, from the same foundation, and the same everything. I want to see the girls are the way I see it. The girls are better. Though the boys may be able to do more difficult tasks, but the girls are better.
But how come in the society we are now, they make women feel a little inferior?
Yes, because of the kind of background come from. You have said it, in the society that we are in Africa, in Nigeria. Because they say women are the weaker cells. Oh, in other climes, women are not weaker cells, though they may be fragile. But we are talking now about intelligence. It is the brain we are talking about. It is not the physique, it's not the physical activity. So it is the brain. It's because, our men want to relegate us to the background. They want us to feel that we are the weaker vessels. They want us to feel that our place belongs there, not up here. They want us to be subservient to them. They want us to see ourselves as not being their equal, as not being their partner, as they being the head. So that is why in this climb, the men and even we the women have agreed. Shebobi, you are a woman. Don't talk that way. Sit down. You shouldn't behave that way. So we have so been cajoled to feel that way. But that is not it. That is not it. It does not affect our intelligence. Though as a woman, because you be in the home front, you are not supposed to be lousy. You are not supposed to misbehave. But it does not mean that your brain is different from that of you. So I don't want women, this gender. And that's why you see there is this violence against women. Look at all the kind of violence that is going on against women. A 60-year-old man will rape a 3-year-old girl. Can you imagine? A grandfather will rape a small girl. A man, because he says, my wife, come to my room, come and sleep. She didn't come. He beat her to death. So it is the way the men want to portray us and the way they want us to feel. In other climes, you must not beat a woman. You beat her, you go to jail. In other climes, you must not harass a woman. But in Africa and in Nigeria, because we still want our women to be there, that's why we marry them off at 16. We don't allow them to actualize their dreams. homes. That's why a 60-year-old man will say he wants to marry a 14-year-old girl, because they want us to be there, back there, down there, and not up there. So all this violence against women is still to put us down there, to make us depressed. A lot of women are in depression because of the kind of things they see in their homes, in their places of work. Look at the sexual abuse that is going on all over the place, in the academics, in your workplace, in your home, on the street, everywhere. So what do you say about that? It's because of the kind of people that we are in this climate. That's why you say a woman is not. We are partners. Can many homes stand without a woman? Many homes cannot stand without a woman. If a woman dies now, if a man is 70, people will say, please find a woman that will take care of her. If a man dies today and the wife is 35 or 40 and she already has the number of children that she has, we say, I will sit and take care of her children. Many homes cannot stand without a woman. So I think that's my take on that.
With equitable comparison, Mrs. Mariam Garba has made it to know that women have more intelligent quotient. That is all we can take for the program. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to enjoy more of our interesting package. A very big thank you for Mrs. Mariam for being part of the program. And until next time, live responsibly.
The cloud of Olori. Legends who keep their heels